Welcome to Papillion UnScripted. I'm Michael Severe, your host. It's our chance to talk to folks that truly make Papillion feel like home. Our first set of guests come from my favorite TV show, Parks and Rec. Joining us, Tony Gowan from the Parks Department and Tracy Stratman from the Recreation Department. First of all, welcome. We appreciate you guys taking the time.
Thanks for having us.
I think a lot of people think of these two departments as one, maybe because of a TV show or the way we say it. What sets you guys apart? How do you divvy up what you're in charge of?
Well, with the Parks Department, for all the time I've been here, we're pretty much relegated to the actual maintenance of all the parks, athletic fields, right-of-ways, everything that's green, we take care of. We work hand in hand with the Recreation Department with field scheduling. Of course, everybody knows how busy all the athletics are in the Papillion area. That is a successful teamwork effort with the Recreation Department because they do all the scheduling. They send us a schedule, and we have to prep everything per that schedule. So if not daily, weekly, we're in contact with Tracy and her team to talk about what's coming up in the coming weeks, whether it's regular games or tournaments. So we're ready and getting those fields prepared for that.
What about, would you say, your side of it?
So our side really is more the programming, the events, the interaction with the public. We're the ones that you see at the community center. We're the ones that you see running the race series or farmers market. But as Tony said, we couldn't do that without his department. I mean, they prep the park, they make sure everything's laid out the way it needs to be. Make sure we have power when we need power, water when we need water, and all of that. But so he gets it ready, and then we get the activities going.
You're based out of Papillion Landing.
Correct.
Which I believe has been open a little bit over 2 years. It's kind of complicated with with COVID, opening or not opening. What has been the strength, you think, of the landing since it's opened?
I think having a location that people can tie us to has helped. That people see that we have a place that's open to the public, similar to like the library, a public facility that they can utilize. And then, of course, we do have amenities that do then cost. They're not completely free, but and so many of our programs do have a nominal fee. We try to keep everything at a very economical level. But, I think that the facility has also helped the staff become more creative in our programming and really think outside the box, and really start to use the parks more as well. I mean, it's kind of funny to think that we found a home in a building, and now that we're there, we're trying to utilize more of the parks. Yeah. So to try to get people to get out and live that active lifestyle that we promote.
For our time there, it's really a community inside of a community.
Yes.
That's what it really feels like to me. Tony, we talked about the new lights over at Blondie Ruff and Volunteer Fields. You have the 6 new fields essentially with the 4-plex and the 2 new fields. What else? What else do you need in terms of parks, you think? You mentioned how important athletics is to not just Papillion, but Sarpy County. What else do you need?
Well, I think that I'm a little bit biased. Tracy talks about the landing as the building and the grounds proper, but I'm very proud, and I know she is too, of the fields, how they've come along over there. That sets us up for many years now for baseball, softball, soccer to be successful and to grow. Yes, we are continuing to strive to update old things into new things, such as what you said with the lights, Michael, over at Blondie Ruff in Volunteer Field. That was a key for us to get those onto the LED system. In the future, we still have fields such as Fricky Field with the old lights. We still have fields like Halleck West, which we had a pole we had to take down a pole last week because of the high winds. That desperately needs to be done. But with my department, it's more now about updating things that we have that are outdated and need to be updated. One thing that's going to happen this fall that the city received a grant for is the update to Garden Street Park. That's at 3rd and Garden Street over in Old Papillion. We received a 50-50 grant from the NRD to do a whole new playground area there. Those will continue in the future.
Will it be simple, similar to what you did at Terra Hills?
Very much so. It's a smaller park, so it won't be as big of a playground area there, but to suit that neighborhood, it will fit the park. It'll have the all-new playground equipment. It'll have the new poured-in-place underlayment. It'll have new benches there, new concrete. It'll be a very good facelift.
Let's talk about the employees. Obviously, you need to run the places that we're talking about. This hiring for this summer been very difficult to find people.
It has. It has. I think that in our industry, we've struggled the last couple years, I really think. And then with the pandemic, it really hit a nosedive, you know. People's priorities are changing, whether you're a retiree or, you know, a high school or college student looking for a part-time job. You're making different choices than you were 5 years ago. And so
It's competitive too, right?
Yes.
Because you have actually fewer jobs out there, and
Yep.
you have to. And I know you guys, you have a flexible schedule. I know you can pay at a good rate. So I mean, you're doing everything you can, but you're competing against so many other places looking for.
Correct. And so, you know, we do create a culture that is collaborative and one where you can try different things too. You know, you can start out working the front desk at the community center, and then if you want to become a fitness instructor or a lifeguard, you know, we can help you get that certification. And so I firmly believe that it's a great first job, or even, like I said, for retirees that are looking for something to fill their day.
What about for you guys, Tony?
It's pretty much the same, Michael. We were for many years we've used a lot of young talent to fill out the roles of summer for us. But one thing that's happened with our department is we've become so year-round. With not only the mowing, the trimming, all the ball field prep, but then we go into Winter Wonderland, installing that monster, and then going into snow removal, which we do. We try to do as quickly on the trails and sidewalks as Public Works does on the streets. But we do recognize that the trails around Papillion are used as commuter trails now too. So it's actually become a year-round job with us, and so we do rely a lot on the young talent, but we also rely heavily, just like Tracy does, on retired individuals. There is a place for them in both departments.
Obviously, the budget is shared among all the departments and the whole city and everybody, but you have to kind of look 5, 10, 15 years ahead to know what you need. What are some of the things that you think that you look ahead and go that we need here in Papillion to round it out? You mentioned all the stuff we have, but what else do you think we need?
Well, I think that,
I wrote down natatorium
oh, nice.
or a velodrome.
Oh, nice.
We have don't we? We have a pool.
It's
Indoor.
or mountain bike trails. More mountain
Right.
bike
Yeah.
trails could be certainly true.
Well, I was just gonna say the park master plan that came out, you know, really shows that our system together, the park system that includes recreation, needs to grow. And, you know, the growth of the city and going further west, we need to move in that direction. And as Tony said, that we have, you know, wonderful fields, wonderful opportunities that the landing brought us, but to continue some of that growth for the more passive recreation and not necessarily just competitive recreation. You know, just park in general.
just have fun,
Yeah,
right.
and enjoy nature, you know, whether it's trails, nature trails, mountain biking trails.
With the new sewer project, Papillion's projected to grow 70 to 90,000 people.
Right.
What do we need to fill out that in terms of the need for sports and fun?
Yeah, I think Tracy brought up a great point. I think the residents who are concerned and are interested in our park system need to get on the Papillion website and look at the Park and Rec Master Plan that was just completed last year. It lays out the future for Papillion through a survey that was done online. Even though we would have loved to have people in person, but with the pandemic, we had to really do everything online. Through an online survey, there you'll see trends with new things they'd like to see. things that we already have that they want expanded, like Tracy said, the trail system, reaching out to those new western areas. But within the Papillion proper area, looking at that plan will give residents an idea of where needs need to be met, where things need to be updated, or even adding new things. I highly encourage all residents to get on there and look at that plan.
Is there anything, obviously we came through the pandemic and a lot of things changed, we found ways to do things. Are there things the community needs now that have changed over the last couple of years that you guys have noticed in either one of your departments?
As many new residents as we are seeing a need for, as you said, the newer areas of Papillion to have parks and native spaces. We were fortunate this past year to acquire 2 new recreation areas, Portal Recreation Area and Big Elk Recreation Area, which helps provide that. But I do have a lot of people calling me who are looking to move into Papillion in the new western areas, asking, hey, when are you all going to put in a splash pad? When are you all going to put in a playground?
Right.
Outside the city limits, we can suggest things, but it's pretty much the developer that has to do that. So I make an effort to really try to keep up on updating some of the playground equipment that we have right now it's recognized in the Park and Rec Master Plan. But then also looking to the future for trails that go out west, trails that maybe hit Highway 50 and down south towards Springfield. We're looking at that too. Mountain biking, which was brought up, which our communications director is a fan of now. Obsessed with, as long as he doesn't injure himself anymore. These are all things that are talked about in the Park and Rec Master Plan. So I think we have a very good blueprint for the future. It's just trying to keep up with the growth. That'll be the difficult thing.
2 big things obviously have Winter Wonderland and Papillion Days. How much are your departments involved in either getting those things ready or while they're going on?
Well, with my department, Winter Wonderland is our thing. That's our jam. And people will actually start seeing my guys out in the high lifts right around late September, early October. Now it's gotten that big. We will continue that until the next 6 weeks, until about a week or so before the event, when we go around and start checking things, and then getting ready for the big day that Saturday after Thanksgiving. So we are really immersed in that in the fall, and that's why we try to keep as many people on through the late fall months as we can.
Tony, how long have you been in Papillion or working for?
I've worked for the city now going on 30 years. I've been with the Parks Department for about 15 years now.
And Tracy, how long have you been in?
Just a year.
Right, but
Yeah.
in Papillion or just where?
I've worked in Papillion for, just a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is good because you're more experienced and
Right.
a newer person there. Give me one thing that maybe people in the city don't know about well enough. Something that you could say, hey, go do this. That's getting talked about a lot, or that isn't, in the front of people's minds. Give me something that you can think of. Probably should have prepped you guys for this, but
Yeah, I gotta say.
I'll give you one.
Yeah.
For many years, my office would get called about one thing every year, and that's a dog park. The one thing that we installed last year that has become extremely popular is the Walnut Creek Dog Park.
Oh, yeah.
Mainly because it's so large and expansive. People still are asking me, when's Papillion going to put a dog park in? And it's like, we have one.
Yeah.
So if you have large dogs, small dogs, medium dogs, they're breed specific, 3 areas there. There's a large breed area, small breed area, and there's a native area there too. That was originally there for training of hunting dogs. That's still there. But people still call me and ask me about when we're putting a dog park in. And say, go out to Walnut Creek and take a look at that.
It's over 100 yards from
It
where
is.
you begin. So even if you have a 2-year-old, that loves to run, you can throw the ball as far as you want. They can run as far as they want. I've never seen a dog park that long.
That was intentional. I think Amber Powers, our city administrator, and I took a tour of everywhere around the city to try to find a place. Needless to find out, we had one right there. It was actually an off-leash area that was installed with the NRD when they built Walnut Creek. We just converted it to a full-scale dog park.
Let me give you one, Tracy. I think 55 plus
Oh.
is a hidden gem. I know there are people that know about it, but all the stuff they do, we see that they do Olympics.
Yeah.
They do everything. It really is a cool thing to have in that building.
No, I would agree. 55 plus is an amazing service, and the people that join us every day there, you know, and being able to have lunch served 2 days a week, I mean, is just an added benefit. But the programs, the activities they do down there, the staff does an amazing job. The other one, I guess, that I thought of was the amphitheater. I really
yeah.
think that that's a hidden gem too. I think that, you know, it's easy to look at the community center and say, oh, you gotta go check that out because it's the shiny new penny, as a lot of people refer to it as. But I think that the amphitheater has really something for everyone, you know, whether you're a moviegoer with the free movie series, music series, and then, you know, with the community theater using it for their show every summer. I just think that it's a great place for families to go and experience the arts,
Yeah.
and in a pressure way,
Yeah.
you know, so.
One more thing I'll mention, just because I'm biased. Veterans Park is near and dear to my heart. I think it's near and dear to Mayor Black's heart and many of the council members as well. If you are a military family member or have somebody who had served in the military, go down and check out Veterans Park. It's not only about the veterans and those who had served, but now we're going to have a memorial area there with statuary that will be put in hopefully before Memorial Day. And also the Papillion Garden Club does a wonderful job down there with the flowers, the perennials, and now with the new butterfly garden that was installed. It really is a cool place to go and hang out. It's very quiet, very laid back, but I think a lot of people know it's there. Some people don't because it's kind of hidden in a Halleck Park right there.
Right.
But I would highly suggest going to Veterans Park.
No doubt. Tony, we appreciate
You
it.
bet.
Thank you very much, Tracy. For Papillion UnScripted, we'll join you another time with another conversation with someone from Papillion who makes it feel like home.